10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Start. 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond. Ready for that.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special video request from Sarah. Sarah needs us to do some videos on perimeter and area, but I'm going to also add some other extra information just in case you need it in the future. This way I won't have to cover it again for a while. And that would cover volume and surface area. So, just to jump right in, let's talk about triangles first, because she wanted us to do some common shapes. A triangle, we could have an equilateral triangle where all three sides are the same, and that's about it. Now, a couple things I'll just add. There's 180 degrees in a triangle. 60, 60, and 60. 180 degrees. In a square, there's actually 360, 90, 90, 90. 360 degrees. And check this out. Bang. If we split that, we actually have two triangles. A triangle here and a triangle there. So when we talk about area of a triangle, we should first look at a square. And let's say if this was 4 and this was 4, the area of a square would be equal to base times height. Okay, so when we look at our triangle, which a square is basically two triangles, it's 1/2 b base times height. Or you could say base over height divided by 2. However you want to work it out, whatever's easier for you, I don't care how you do it. But the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, or base times height over 2. And perimeter. So let's say we got our equilateral triangle again, and we have 8 and 8 and 8. Imagine a bug crawling. Let's say this is point A, this is point B, and this is point C. Well, if the ant crawled around the perimeter, we'd be walking around this whole thing, and we'd have 24 units. And this could be inches, centimeters, feet, whatever you want to call it. But perimeter is the distance around the body of the object, basically. The outer edges. Okay, so let's look at triangles. So let's say we have a shape, or a triangle. Call it a shape. Right angle. And got a little bit elongated there. We have 6 inches here, 8 inches here, 4 inches here, and 11 inches on the bottom. Okay, so we want to find area. Again, area equals, I'm going to say base times height over 2. And I'm going to leave that there for our formula. Let's see. Perimeter equals side plus side plus side. Or you could say 3s. Okay. And that would only be if these were the same and equilateral. So you know what? On second thought, I'll go ahead and I'll keep that side plus side plus side. Okay, area equals base times height. The base is the bottom, 11, times the height, which is 4, over 2, which is 44, divided by 2, which is equal to 22. That is the area. 22 and perimeter would be, check our real estate, 6 plus 8 plus 11, 19, 25, 25 inches. All right, so that is our first triangle. Area 22, perimeter 25. Okay, so moving right along, we'll have a right triangle this time, and our sides will be 5 feet, 13 feet, and 12 feet. We're going to find area. Area is base 12 feet times height, which is 60, divided by 2, 30, and we're going to say square feet. Or we could put FT raised to the second power, that's square feet. 30 square feet. The perimeter is side plus side plus side. 12 plus 18. I just added the 13 and the 5. We're going to get 30 feet. In this triangle, we're going to say this is 10 centimeters. We're going to say this is 15 centimeters. And we're going to say this is 12 centimeters. And another thing that they gave us was a right angle and a height of 8 centimeters. Make sure we got all our real estate in there. So area equals base times height. The base is 12 centimeters times height, 8 centimeters, which is 96 over 2, 48 square centimeters. And let's see, the perimeter is side plus side plus side, 10, 15, which is 25, plus 12, 37 centimeters. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We have got our triangles down, and I gave you a couple of different ones. Now, when we're talking about in reference to a square or a rectangle, area is going to equal base times height. Perimeter is going to equal 2L plus 2W. L represents lengths and the W is widths. So I'm going to give you a couple situations here. Let's see, we have a square and all sides are 4. We're going to find the area. All these sides are 4 if it's a square. So it's going to be base, which is 4, times height, which is 4. And let's just say these are feet area is going to be 16 square feet. Okay? And the perimeter, strangely, well, not strangely, it's just the perimeter is going to be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Or you could say 2L, which is 4, plus 2W, which is 4. Either way, you're going to get 16. 8 plus 8 equals 16. Alright, so that's a square. It just kind of works out real nice and neat like that. Let's say we take a triangle. A triangle rectangle, very sorry. Use the proper terminology, Kieno. 4 centimeters, 8 centimeters. Again, base times height. Base is 8, height is 4. 32 square centimeters. Perimeter is going to equal 2L, 2 times 4 plus 2W, we'll call it width 8, 2, 8. 8 plus 16 equals 24 centimeters. Now it can be square centimeters, or they could put cm raised to the second power. Means the same thing, so don't get lost in the units. If you have multiple choice and they try to throw you to the side. Those are pretty basic shapes. But now, another situation you could run into, yeah, they get a little nasty sometimes. What they'll do is they'll give you a shape like this. Bang, 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 bang. And then they'll give you some sides and they expect you to figure out the rest. And let me just do this so it's clear. Two centimeters, 10 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 7 centimeters. And then they'll just leave this one blank and this one blank, and then you're supposed to find out what these remaining two sides are, and then what you're supposed to find out is the area and the perimeter. So the perimeter can be worked out pretty easy, but the area is going to be a little different, and I want you to work it out a certain way because I don't want you to get lost in the sauce, and I want you to keep structure to how you approach this. So all right, what we do know is that the whole top to bottom of this figure is 10 centimeters, and this is 8 here. So to continue down, we need 2 more units to make 10. So I'll put it in a box. 2 centimeters. And then here, we have 2 here, and then 7. So we'll call this 9 centimeters. Okay, that wasn't too bad, right? Alright, so it's easy to come up with the perimeter because we're going to beat a little bug walking around the whole thing. So we could say 9 and 10 plus 10 is 19 plus 2 is 21 plus 8 is 29 plus 7 36 plus 2 is 38. That is our perimeter. 38 centimeters. Okay? But now, I like to be careful because if we take the total height and the total width, well, that's not really the area because we got a chunk that's missing here. So what I like to do is I take this irregular figure, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to base times height here to get an area, and then base times height here to get an area. Alright, so we know that this is 2 by 8. So 2 times 8 is 16 centimeters. And we know this is 2 by 9. 2 times 9 is 18 centimeters. Or actually square centimeters, my fault. So after I do that, I'm just going to add the two numbers and come up with 34 square centimeters to come up with our area answer. And if you need to rewind that again, do it. If you need to look at it again, but basically when you have a irregular shape, we can't use the full 10, we can't use the full 9 because of this area it's missing. So it would not constitute the full area if we did base times height. So what I did was I drew a line. You didn't even have to do that. I could have took the line and just drew here, and then took 10 times 2, and then 7 times 2, and came up with the same 34 square centimeters, 9 total. And let's do it. Let's see what we come up with. Alright, let's do it. We drew a line the other way, so let's just see if it works out for us, and we still get 34. So we want a base times height in this region and a base times height in this region. Alright, so the base times height in this region is 2 by 10. 2 times 10, which is 20 centimeters squared. And then we have 2 and 7, which is 14 centimeters squared. 20 plus 14 is still 34 square centimeters. So you could have drawn the line this way, you could have brought it across that way. Either way it works. Let's try another one. We'll do a couple. Why not? Okay. Trying to find a good one. Yeah, this is a nice one. Bang. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang. Okay, what they give us is 8 centimeters, 6 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 7 centimeters, and they give us nothing here and nothing here. So we're gonna have to find that out. So we look at this thing. We have 6 units here and we have 7 units here. The difference is 1. So we'll add 1 centimeter, put a box around that because that's what we found. So this whole side is 7 centimeters, this whole side is 7 centimeters. And let me just bring that in just a little bit because we're outside of our camera area. Let's see how far out. Alright, we'll just 1 centimeter. That's what we found. Okay. So like I said before, this was 6, this was 7. 1 is the difference from the top of this object to the bottom of this object. It's 7. So since we can account for 6 here, we have 1 more to account to equal 7. On the bottom, if we look at the top, we have 8 centimeters here, 5 centimeters here. So we have 13 centimeters on the bottom. Now what I like to do at this point is I just like to find the perimeter, which is 13 plus 1, which is 14, plus 8, which is 22, plus 6, which is 28, plus 5, which is 33, plus 7, which is 40. So the perimeter equals 40 centimeters. Okay, and let me bring this 5 centimeters because I'm just looking and this may be outside of the boundary of the camera. Have to be very careful and watch that. So that's our perimeter. Now, what we want to find is our area. Now we can't use the total base times height because we have a whole area here that's missing. That does not apply to us. So what I'll do is I will take this, I will draw a line straight down. Well, not that far down. That in the confines of the shape. And I have 8 times 1 and I have 7 times 5. 8 centimeters squared, 35 centimeters squared. 8 times 1 is 8 centimeters squared, 7 times 5 is 35 centimeters squared. 35 plus 8 is equal to 43 centimeters squared. That is our area of this irregular shape. Okay, I think that does it for we did rectangle, squares, and we did an irregular, some irregular like shapes where we broke them up into 2 rectangles. All right, what about circles? Now with circles, there is no perimeter per se. We call it the distance around a circumference, which is the distance around. So it's kind of like a perimeter, but it's just dealing with a circle. So circumference is what we're going to look for. So, and our 2 formulas that we're going to use for circles, the area, we can find area, which is pi r squared, and the circumference equals 2 pi r. Alright, so pi, which is this symbol that looks like this, pi, actually it's kind of spelled lowercase pi, is this little funny symbol here. And for our purposes, I call it 3.14. It's like 3.1412, something like that, but 3.14, that's all we're going to use for pi. That's what we have to plug into our formulas for area. A being area, C being for circumference, the distance around. Area is everything inside the circle that the circle covers. So, in both of these formulas, we're going to need a radius. So, let's look at circles. Now, just to give you a review, the distance across is called a diameter. Diameter. And half of the diameter is called a radius. So diameter and radius. So if we're given a diameter in the question, we're going to split it in half to get the radius. If we get the radius, we'll just leave it as is. And I'll give you an examples of what I mean. I shouldn't have got rid of my pi. Pi equals 3.14. So, here's our circle. And they give us 8 feet. If the line goes over all the way across, it is the diameter. So automatically the radius is equal to 4. Alright, so we want to find the area. Area equals 3.14 times 4 squared, which is 16. 3.14 times 16. This is just multiplication. I'll just go ahead and just work it out. I don't think I need to flow through all this. So the area is 50.24. That's the area that covers. And then, if I want to find circumference, circumference equals 2 pi r. So again, r is 4. I can multiply. Now, I know I got 3.14. If I multiply radius, pi times 2, it's 6.28. So I'll go ahead and work out 6.28 times 4. The distance around is 25.12 feet. Okay, so that's what we got. Okay, we'll work out another one. They tell us that our radius is 7. Alright, so for area, where the radius is 7, it will be pi r squared. Okay, so 3.14 times 7 squared is 49. 3.14. I'll do this on my own. One, 3.86, and we didn't assign units to this. Centimeters. All right, centimeters squared, square centimeters. 153.86 square centimeters. I made my 8 fully, but we got that now. I want to find circumference. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r. Again, 2 pi equals 6.28. I just automatically just work that out when I'm working with a bunch of these, because I know I'm going to have to multiply 2 by pi a lot. So then it is 6.28 times 7. .96 centimeters around. Okay. We'll do one more. Okay, so they gave us a whole diameter this time. And this is 18 meters, so our radius is going to be 9 meters. We want to find the area. Area is going to be equal to pi r squared, 3.14. 9 squared is 81. 3.14 is 81. 314, because it's a 1, it's just going to be 314. It's going to be identical to the top row, and then 8. Four, 3, 4, 2, 5, 2 decimals. So 2, 5, 4, 3, 4 square meters for the area. We want to find circumference. Circumference is 2 pi r. C equals 2 pi 9, which is the radius r. Again, 2 times pi is going to be 6.28 times 9. Just bring the 9 here. 56.52 meters. That is the distance around a circle. Okay, you may get volume. And this is extra. This kind of pretty much covered all the basic shapes: the irregular, the squares, rectangles, circles, and triangles. Yeah. Sometimes they will ask you for the volume of a cylinder. A cylinder is an object that looks like this. It's like a soda can. But if we look at it three-dimensionally, that's the cylinder right there. All right, so if we were to find the volume of a cylinder, then we have, and it's just like, it's funny because if we remember the area that's covered, the area of a circle, and remember we got circles here, 2 circles. Remember the area of a circle. The area of a circle, if you remember, was pi r squared. To find volume, so we got to have either a radius or diameter all the way across, right? And we need to know the length of this cylinder. All right, so it's funny because we have the circle here, and remember area is pi r squared, but the volume formula for a cylinder is pi r squared times height. That's what this is. So we're kind of working out the area of a circle and then multiplying it by the length of this cylinder. So let's just say our radius is 4. I don't know how well, but we're going to just say radius equals 4, length equals 9. So we have a 4 here, we have a 9 here. All right, so 3.14, which is pi r squared, I'll just work that out to 16, times the height, which is 9. Okay, so just to get it simple, I'll just work all this out. The 16 and the 9, 144 times 3.14. Alright, and our answer after we multiplied that was 452.16 cubic inches. These were inches, I'm sorry. The units are going to be the units, but the math is going to work out to what it's going to be. But 452.16 cubic inches is what that comes out to be. Let's do another one. And like I said, this is extra. You're probably not going to see this, but I just wanted to put it in a video so I could be like, okay, well, down the road, show me how to do a volume in a cylinder. I can come right back to this video. All right. Let's say, let's change it up a little bit. We have our cylinder. All right. R equals 2. The length equals 6. Alright, remember pi r squared h is how we find volume of a cylinder. Area of a circle times height. Basically what the pi r squared means, times height. So 3.14 times radius squared, which is 2 squared, 4, height 6. This is 24, so 3.14 times 24, 16, 5, 12, 0, 8, 2, 6. Okay. And again, I forgot to put the labels, the units, but the units are gonna be cubic centimeters. Okay, so I think that's pretty straightforward. When you think of this, when you think of a circle, when we think of the area of a circle, think, what area is this circle covering? It is pi r squared. But the thing is, we got two circles on the end of a cylinder, and we're just adding the height. So pi r squared h is the volume formula. And I just wanted to do one more, a surface area one. I think that'd be pretty cool. You may never ever be asked this question, but like I said, I just want it in the video. Let's say we take a cylinder and we want to find surface area. Alright, and our surface area for a cylinder, the radius is, we'll say 4 inches. Alright, and the length of the cylinder is 9 inches. Alright, our surface area formula, and remember our circumference. So it seems like everything, our circumference was 2 pi r. That was our circumference formula. But then what we do is we take h plus r, and that's how we find the surface area of a cylinder. Okay, so just to work that out, let's plug in 3.14. R is 4. H, height, is 9, plus radius is 4. Now what I would do is I'm going to take the 4 and distribute it in there. So I'll take this 6.28 just to make things simple, and then just going to be multiplied by let's see, 36. I'm going to bracket that because 4 goes in 36 plus 16, so I'm going to bracket that. We're going to make this 52, and then that's going to come out of there and be multiplied. So 6.28 and 5, 2, 16, 5, 12, 40, 14, 31, 6, 5, 6, 2, 3. Alright. And our answer is 3,256 inches squared. Square inches. That is the surface area. Inches squared. Make sure we got all that in there. So that's how we would find the surface area. And let me just look at this. Yeah, surface area. Make sure that's all in there. So I really don't have anything else interesting to leave you guys with. We covered surface area, volume of a cylinder. You know what? Volume of a cube. The volume of a cube, which is alright. So it would be 2, 6, 2. Alright, so trying to find a pretty good example in my notes. Whether it be a rectangle or a square, just a good way to remember that is look at the front part which we'll call 2, 6, and then this part. So you kind of get the front, the side, and the back vertical. That's where I like to walk it, in order to start at the front, side, and the back. But it would be that times 6 times 2, 24. These were inches. These would be cubic inches, C-U-I-N. So, that's pretty much it. We covered area, perimeter, circumference, volume, surface area. That's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, and any additional questions, just feel free. If you ask questions, say, hey, look, I need help with this, I will do the video. So thanks for watching Math with Kieno. Thank you, and have a great night.